message for 203-768-6536. Record your message after the tone. To send a numeric page, press 5. When you are finished recording, hang up, or for delivery options, press pound.
Joe, we met. It's Glendora. Another option is that, do you know anybody who has a camcorder? All you need is a camcorder and a tripod. And if you're indoors, you need light, sufficient light. If you're outdoors, you don't need any additional light. Now, you can go down to the Terryville shelter and you can take a tour of it and show people the progress on it. And then you can stand outside of it, put your camera on a tripod. A tripod costs about $15. And then you can just stand in front of the camera and you can say, this is a chat with Glendora, and today we want to cover this, and we want you to know about this, and Glendora wants you to know about that, and keep giving out your message. Adopt a pet, adopt a dog, a cat, spay, neuter. I think that would be very good. You can do it on DVD. Make sure it's -R. You can do it on mini DV. You can do it on VHS. You can do it on Super 8. You can do it on 8mm. Or you can do it on SD card. I can handle all of those. Okay. Please get back to me as soon as possible. And Grandpa, why does my big sister wear her blue jeans so tight? Grandpa, so she can fit into her compact car? Well, renunciate the world. I did some, folks. I try to do a little every day. This is the old Waterbury attempt of 2006, which is now consummated in 2010. So that will be renunciated. And this is the Connecticut file of TV stations and the attempts to get those done of 2006, and is now accomplished in 2010. Here is the drawer we're renunciating about, or renouncing out of. This is what we will keep. The die instructions, what to do about the museum. The museum cannot be renounced because it is the writings, and in all situations the writings are kept. The library is kept for the knowledge that it contains. So this will be kept. Oneness calls us o'er the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day its sweet voice soundeth, saying, Christian, follow me. Saying, Pilgrim, follow me. Betty was showing her pictures to Marilyn, and Betty says, these pictures don't do you justice. And Marilyn says, it isn't justice I need, it's mercy. So we renounced. That's what is left, and this is what is renounced. Pretty good? The policeman stopped the motorist, and he said, what's your speedometer say? And the motorist says, it's broken. Well, how do you know how fast you're going? Well, at 40 miles an hour, it rattles. At 50 miles an hour, it shimmies. And at 60 miles an hour, it stops. Oneness calls us o'er the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day its sweet voice soundeth, saying, Pilgrim, follow me. Now here's a video. Bush's vegetarian baked beans, vegetarian hot dogs, leanies, and Glenny's baked biscuits. This is on auto record, folks. Can you tell me what that means? The button doesn't turn on and off, for one thing. Okay, let's go back to menu. Don't know. I'll call JVC and ask them. Three little kittens have lost their mittens. They're all eating ham. Vegetarian ham. And it's raining again, folks, and the 1980 Lincoln will not start. You like your vegetarian ham? Now this darling Canon camcorder, which I love dearly. Do you think I can make it work? I let 12-year-old Alexa use it at will. And maybe she just touched the wrong button and got it out of whack, and maybe I can get it back. Let's try it. It's a great piece. It's a great work of yours, God. Pure bliss. .com will not leave my desk, period. And she's always sitting on my notebook, my happy book, my joy book. So I got her a notebook of her own to sit on. She hasn't written anything in it yet. See, this shows you they like it. When they have a good meal, they wash. Are you washing, Sebastian? And over here, he enjoyed his meal. He's washing. She's a short hair. Maybe short hairs don't wash as often as long hairs. Hi, folks. This is the Sabbath. Do we want to be pure? Pure bliss? Yeah. That's the way life should be lived, isn't it? Blissfully. Pure bliss. Why? Because the earth is so beautiful. Did you see the moon last night? Wasn't it magnificent? And that's the way we should live it. Blissfully. Take a flower. 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 Petals and a center and color and design made with such care. We can't do it. Bliss. Bliss for the way God creates. Not only for what God has created, this earth and how it keeps going, but I'm ever mindful of all of the new things that God is creating, now that the earth is taking care of itself. Well, let's put it this way, it's on autopilot. So, we want to be pure, don't we? Tell me how we do that. Purification. Well, we've gone over and over it before. But first thing is that admit that we've done wrong. I've done a lot of wrong, and I'm the first to admit it. And I'm sorry. And I wish I hadn't done it. And I want to be very, very careful not to do anything more wrong. Although there's a slim chance of that. And then I ask to be forgiven. And if anybody's done anything wrong to me, I forgive them. Isn't that the way to do it? Can you help me on that? That's one thing, one step to purification. Another thing I think is what we've been talking about for years is pure thoughts. This is also the same thing as giving up yourself. Giving up yourself. You give up thought about yourself and speech about yourself, and you give up negative thoughts, bad thoughts about things. You give up second level thoughts. What's first level thought? Well, it seems to me the first level thought is this, what we're doing right now. Thinking about God and enjoying what God is doing and being thrilled with it all. So that would be first level thought. So no second level thought, no trivial thought, and no ugly thought. Certainly don't think about ugly thoughts. There were gunshots this morning at 7 o'clock on the Sabbath, and there were last Sunday, and there were the Sunday before that. How do you deal with that? First of all, you say, protect the animals, protect the animals, protect the animals. Am I right? Protect the animals, protect the animals, protect the animals. And then you say, something will happen to that person so that he'll never do that again. He or she, but probably he. He will never do that again. Something will happen to that person, so he'll never want to do that again. Can you think of anything else you can say in a situation like that? All right, that's ugly. But I think we wash it clean with that kind of a prayer, don't we? Now I don't think you can talk to God on the Sabbath, do you? Because isn't God resting on the Sabbath? Hasn't God done all of this hard work, beautiful, magnificent work, keeping things operating as beautifully as they do, and then making new things? This magnificent outpouring of energy, which God is, for 6 days. So God is having a rest today, and piling up energy and reserves and charge for this next 6 days that are coming, the third week of October, in the year 2010, Anno Domini. So, didn't we take a step just now in the stage of purification? Didn't we do a lot just now to purify our souls? What is the stage of our purification? You know, when I show you how the Averio deletes on the SD card, and in the bar, you have a bar there, then the blue advances, 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 advances. Isn't that what we're doing? Isn't that our stage of purification? And don't we advance, 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 advance? Will we ever be 100%? All the bad deleted in a pure empty bar? Will we? Will we ever be 100% stage of spirituality reached? Mystic penetration. What is mystic penetration? Mystic, of course, is walking with God. And sometimes when you do these mundane things, like cleaning the house or keeping the yard clean or taking care of the rubbish and the recycle, it's okay. Because of our mystic penetration, isn't it? Because of what's in our heart. While we do this, God is in our heart. Isn't it? Is that so? Now, I may be all wrong about this, and I need your help. Spiritual joy? Yeah. And it goes back to our old elementary, our old foundation, back in our grade school stage of our God journey. Pure thoughts. If we keep the thought pure, counting blessings, and if we stay happy and aware of all that God is doing and has done and will do, it's okay. Everything's okay then, isn't it? Just pure thoughts. Remember how we started out with counting 15 blessings every hour? And rejoicing about something every quarter hour? Isn't it beautiful today? We'll take the camera maybe and go out and see together how beautiful it is. Beautiful it was last night with that moon. So how we doing? Spiritual joy. Together we are mystic seekers, aren't we? God is issuing us a call. Or has, up until today, because remember, God is resting today. Oneness calls us o'er the tumult of life's wild and restless sea. Day by day that sweet voice soundeth, saying, Pilgrim, follow me. Pilgrim, follow me. Original purity. That rings a bell too, does it to you? Original purity. It just goes back to the stage of purification. That's where we came in. That's where we're going to leave. Pure bliss. And that's what you do on the Sabbath, isn't it? That's what you do every day. All the religions, folks, you and I, we're all talking about the same thing. Everybody's talking about the same thing. The oneness with God. Spirit of God, descend upon our hearts. Wean us from earth, through all its pulses move. Stoop to our weakness, mighty as thou art, and make us love thee as we ought to love. There's one other thing I wanted to ask you about. Renunciation of the world. Well, I think we can do that, and I think I have done that. I think I've cleaned out about 5 or 6 cupboards and about 4 or 5 drawers. And I have renounced things. And you know something? That has a great beneficial effect. Life is so much easier. When you reach into the cupboard, you don't have to go around 10 things that you hardly ever used. And it's right there directly. It's the difference between the 1950 Dodge, which was a flathead L, and the 1980 and 1993 Lincolns. You go to fix something on the Lincolns, you can't reach it. It's so complicated and so advanced. But on the 1950 Dodge, when you wanted to fix something, you could reach it. You open the hood and there, you could see the spark plugs. So, along with purification, I guess, folks, comes simplification. I have to report to you something material about the Canon. You know, the Canon camcorder, a great camcorder. You and I spent hours, delightful hours with it. Hours and hours and days and months and years. Well, I loaned it to Alexa, and she's 12 years old. And now, when you play back, there's a covering, a film, and you can't see. You can see the picture going on. You know that it's going on over here, but there's a film or something, a block covering it. I know. Let me put that on the to-do list for tomorrow. I'll call Canon and ask them if they can get rid of that. Canon. Film. It's like a, you know what it's like? It's like a thing that covers your eye. What are those things that cover your eyes? That people are having taken out left and right now. Left and right. Anyhow, I found out yesterday by playing it on a Sony, on my newest Sony Mini DV, which goes years back now because Mini DVs are really sort of passed by. I found out that you can play it, that it videotapes beautifully, the Canon, and you can play it back on the Sony. So everything is operational for the time being. Cataracts. It's got a cataract, that's what it is. So this is Observing the Sabbath number 2. So we get up and we'll clean the kitchen and we'll feed the animals, that would be the squirrels and the birds. And we'll feed them Brazil nuts, delicious, and biscuits that I made last night. Is that materialism? Maybe so, but it sure is spiritualism when you feed the animals and help the animals. And every night the skunks, I don't think I have raccoons anymore. Every night the skunks lick 4 dishes clean, and that is such a joy to help them. Folks, I changed the sanctuary from the couch, the bed, sitting up in bed, to sitting at a desk. Is that okay? Why? Well, because the writing is so much better at a desk than it is on your lap. However, that's if a kitty cat doesn't sit on the book upon which you are writing. But I wanted to make a note of this. It's 11 a.m. And I would say that the situation right now is pure bliss. I've never known it to be any better. And I would say that the stage of purification is at a plateau, the highest plateau ever. And that the spirituality reach, that stage is at the highest plateau ever.